And a lot of people argue that if power should come to the South, ideally, for fairness and equity, it ought to go to the Southeast. But all of a sudden, things seem to turn around. Party factor, as you said, has come in. Peter is one Igbo or a presidential candidate from the Southeast. However, we have not seen any major Igbo name behind him. Just a few, VIPs that you can say they're supporting him. His base has been an organic growth kind of people, oriented movement. Does it bother you that at a time that people would think that it will only be fair if the Southeast is able to produce a president?
I am not surprised. And it wouldn't bother me, even a single minute. Some of these people think that once they say power should come to the Southeast, they will position themselves to do what they had always known how to do best, how to kill the interest and motivation and the future of the Southeast and sell the thing on a platter of selfish aggrandizement. But the most important thing is that nobody who has understanding of what is happening in the Southeast will bother that none of these governors, because like I have painted the picture in my preliminary statement, leadership is about articulation of the desire and the needs of your people and providing the visionary steps on how to achieve them, putting the strategies. That shows that they don't have the interest of the people at heart, and so they have gone their own ways. Does it not surprise you, if you want to use the word surprise, that every effort, frenetic effort is made to bring some of these characters on television to always say that Peter Obi will not win? If Peter Obi does not win, will he die? Is it a family issue? But the truth of the matter is that the war is psychological, very, very psychological. And unfortunately, those who are involved in psychological war are not versed in psychology, both as a discipline and its practice. Because we know that it is only the man who has the ball that is tackled in a football tournament. And the tackle becomes very vicious if the price is very, very high. The point we are making, when you hear Peter Obi this, Peter Obi that, Peter Obi this, it is a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. One, Peter Obi have been bereft and exorcised of all the spiritual and the ghostly content of those people who have held Southeast down. And those who have become themselves an attachment to the so-called albatross that also have held Nigeria down. So on that strength, they are out. Peter Obi then comes in a puristic sense. So people say, but he was in PDP. He came from Abga. Would he have come from the moon? When you are a leader and when you were a follower, the difference is clear. Peter Obi has shown that his interest is to deliver this country from these unproductive elements who are interested in wasting our assets in the same way they have wasted their lives. Because many of them have wasted their lives, and so they see politics as the only means of income. Even as they may have been trained as medical doctors, they have lost the syringe. And the nation also lost that training. Some of them can no longer inject a rat, and the rat will be expected to survive, which is a tragedy. Politics is not a vocation. Politics is service. It's a vehicle through which you serve the society by way of giving back based on what you have been and from which you got from the society.
All right.
It is not a vocation. There's a professional politician. No.
All right.
You serve, and you serve in humility, because power speaks most volumes when it is exercised with humility. In essence,
yes,
what I'm saying is that nobody misses those characters who are not endorsing Peter Obi. So Peter Obi is fine.
Yeah.
And we are very fine with him.